Hello, welcome to the Solving Proportion worksheet. So we're going to solve proportions, but first let's understand what's going on here. A proportion is two equal fractions. So if I say 3/6 is equal to 1/2, we all know that, right? Well, the cross products are always equal to each other. That's how you solve a proportion. So we know that this times this is equal to that times that. It's called a cross product. So 3 times 2 is equal to 6 times 1. So 6 equals 6. Doesn't matter the fraction. We can make it be like 5 out of 15 and 10 out of 30. If we multiply across, right? 10 times 15 is 150. This times this is 150. So the cross products are equal. It's called a cross product because you're making a cross, an X. X marks the spot. Yay! So that's what we're going to do here. G times 10. So we're going to do a few of these together and get you going. G times 10. In algebra, we don't say G10. We say 10G. This times this is 30. So if I want to know what G is, right? I'm going to divide by 10, and I get G is equal to 3. And that's the answer to that one. Continuing on, we're going to do, a negative. Okay, with a negative, this is what I always do. I always put the negative at the top. So I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 2 over 3 is equal to negative 10 over t. I don't like the negative in front of the fraction because my eye might not catch it. I might think it's just a big long fraction thing. So now I'm going to multiply across. This times this is negative 2t. Sometimes if we go to Taco Bell, we become 2t. And then this times this is negative 30, right? Now we're going to divide by negative 2. And t is equal to a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we get 15. There's our answer there. It can be decimals, fractions, whatever. Well, these are all fractions. 21. This times this is easy. 3.2x is equal to. I'm going to multiply this times this. All right, so that's where I'm going to bring in the calculator. And 6 times 4.8 is 28.8. 28.8 divided by 3.2 divided by 3.2, and we get x is divided by 3.2 9. The answer is 9. So it doesn't matter if the x is on the top or the bottom, it all works out the same. This times this is 2x. This times this is 90. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x is equal to 45. If you don't like the x on the bottom, you can always flip fractions upside down, and flip each side upside down, and it's still the same thing. So 9 over 2 is equal to x over 10. It's still 90, it's 2x. So either way, no matter how you slice it or dice it. So you can finish all of those. This page, though, is a little different. In math, when we have these binomials like this, we love our binomials, right? And since we love our binomials, we're going to give them a hug. All right, so we're going to hug our binomials. It's unfortunate. This one here has a negative in the front, so we're going to do that one together first. So I don't like this negative here. I'm going to divide the negative over and put it over here. I think that's easier to work with. So x minus 1 over 4 is equal to negative 2 over 3. There we go. I think that's that's kind of confusing. So I want to do this problem, which is the same as this problem. I just divided the negative over to make it easier on ourselves. Okay. We have a binomial up here, which is two terms with us add or subtract in the middle. We love our binomials, so we're going to hug them, right? We're going to put some parentheses around them. So this times this would be 3 times x minus 1. Oh, I got to distribute. Equals this times this which is negative 8. All right, then we're going to distribute. We get 3x minus 3 is equal to negative 8. And then we're going to add the 3 over. So this has more steps to it. Add the 3 over, and we get 3x is equal to negative 5. Divide by 3, and it doesn't divide evenly, so we just get x is negative 5 over 3. So it's just the fraction negative 5/3. This one here is going to have variables on both sides of the equation like we practiced. So parentheses, 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 parentheses. So it's 4 times this and 8 times that. You can go, doesn't matter which diagonal you do first. So it's 8 times x plus 2 is equal to 4 times x minus 2. Then we distribute. 8 times x is 8x. 8 times 2 is 16. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is negative 8. All right, then from here it should be familiar, right? So you're going to get the variables on one side, numbers on the other, right? That's our sachet that we do. Variables on one side, numbers on the other. I always say move the smaller amount of the variable. So I'm going to subtract 4x, boom. 4x plus 16 is equal to negative 8. The negative drops down. We're going to move the 16 by subtracting it over. We get 2x is equal to negative 24. Divide by 2, x equals negative 12. So everything that I did here is opposite except for the starting point, and that's the fact that the cross products are equal. We distribute, 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 distribute. We got the variables on one side, numbers on the other, and then I divided. That's how you do it. Okay, there's a couple of story problems here. So it says, suppose you travel 84 miles in 1.5 hours, moving at the same speed. How many miles would you cover in 3.25 hours? So we're looking for miles, number of miles. So x is the number of miles. Remember, the last sentence tells you what you're looking for, and you have to answer that question, right? How many miles? So we say 84 miles was for 1.5 hours, right? And that's equal to how many miles in 3.25 hours? So we've had miles per hour, and we're used to saying miles per hour. You could do hours per mile, but we're used to saying it miles per hour, miles per hour. So it's a proportion. It stays the same proportion because it goes at the same rate. So we're going to do this times this, and this times this. So 1.5x is equal to 3.25 times 84. Okay, so 84 times 3.25 is 3.25, right? So it's 273. So we got 273 is 1.5x. Then I'm going to divide by, divide by the 1.5, divide by 1.5. X is equal to, divided by 1.5 equals 182 miles. So they're all proportions, but if you keep your proportions in line, that's how you solve them. All right, so good luck with the rest of the worksheet, and you can turn it in when you're done with it.